Hello everyone, my name is Lifey and I hope you're all having a rosy day. Today we are doing another TOS video. It's not a normal game this time. Today I'll be ranking the town roles in terms of how strong I think their fake claims are in, I suppose, all any or your generic game. Obviously there will be Coven town roles, so we'll take that into account. Recently there's been a lot of new players who aren't sure what to fake claim as when they're evil, so hopefully this list gives some ideas. So I guess we'll kick it off with our first role, which is our good old friend, the Invest. So, Invest, in my opinion, is a pretty meh role. You don't get to do anything, but that's good if you're evil and trying to fake claim it. I think Invest is pretty challenging for new players because you do need to know the Invest results. Escort SK Config is not gonna fly in most games, so that is something that you need to know, but once you get those under your belt, Invest is a pretty easy claim. There's two ways you could do it. The first way is you could wait a little in chat and then just confirm someone as sheriff, because there's always going to be a sheriff claim. If you're playing all any, there might be a survivor, you can just confirm them as Sir VH Amne, Medusa Psychic, so you can always just do that. You can also whisper them at the beginning of day 2 and ask for their role. Usually they'll tell you. In recent times I don't like telling people my role in Invest Whispers, but that still works, so that is free information for you. If they're evil, they're not gonna call you out. And if they're town, then most town players don't fake claim. So I think it's a pretty good role to fake claim as, especially when you're new, once you get the Invest results under your belt. So I think I will put it in the middle, just as a baseline, B for baseline I guess. One additional thing about the Invest is that the longer you stay alive, so if you're an SK that for some reason isn't getting attacked by Moth, or if you're Moth in general and you're not dying, then you have to just start confirming more and more people, even people who aren't going to be your teammates. So in the end game, you're pretty much confirming other people as whatever they're claiming. So by process of elimination, it has to be you. So that's why I think B is a good place to put the Invest, because it is kind of dangerous in that regard. In the end game, it's not really that good. So ideally, if you have something better to claim, I think you should claim something else. Even if you're config. Alright, so B is for base. That's where we'll put our Invest. B is also for Bodyguard, which I also think is a pretty B tier role. Bodyguard has a lot of suspicion on it automatically. Like if you're in the end game and you're still not dead, what kind of bodyguard are you? A fake one? That's your entire purpose in life, to take someone else down with you. If you're still alive, people are going to be suspicious just because you're alive. So I think that that puts Bodyguard automatically, can't be higher than a B, to be honest. But on the plus side, for beginner players, you don't really need to do much. Just put a person in your role that makes sense to protect and say that that's that. Alright, on the other hand, Doctor is one that you can have a lot more freedom with. D for Doctor. I'm kidding. I think Doctor should go in A. Doctor should definitely be above Bodyguard. Because, well, first of all, you being in the late game is not as suspicious as a Bodyguard. Doctors are usually associated with SKs, but if there's no SK kills, that suspicion goes away, whereas the Bodyguard, people don't know if there's an arsonist, so you're forever suspicious. But Doctor, I think, is a pretty good role to claim. If you have nothing to claim, just claim Doctor and put people in your will. Night 1, Night 2, whoever, the Invest claim. Night 3, the Sheriff claim, and so on. That should keep you alive for a bit, until maybe you get Madge or find some other allies. So I think A is a good place to put the Doctor. Let's do the Sheriff, because Sheriff is everyone's favorite claim. I think Sheriff is... oh boy, there's a lot of people who claim Sheriff, even when they're like not new. And it's so weak too. I feel like when someone posts a Sheriff will, I think I'm more anticipating to catch them in the act of lying than I am to confirm them. It is nice if you claim Sheriff and another evil puts you as Sheriff XE Werewolf Poisoner when you're not. So that is pretty nice, but that relies on someone else doing the Invest strat that I explained before. But yeah, I feel like Sheriff is you're just waiting to be caught, right? If you say someone is Inno, if they die and they're sus, then you're outed. Or you could call someone sus. I guess that is a play of its own, which I guess I'll talk about next. but for now, I'm just going to put Sheriff in C for Sheriff. Yes, even lower than Bodyguard. So next is going to be the XE, because you can easily just say, I'm X. When you find someone is suspicious, you hang them. It's a townie. You claim X when you're evil. So I think most people will just let you live. They'll assume you're real X. You have defense, so like Moth is not going to come and kill you. Vigis can't kill you if you actually have defense. The only thing is that you're pretty much outing yourself as evil. If there's a Jailor in the game, you're pretty much dead, unless for some reason they have better leads. But yeah, you are guaranteed evil. No point in trying to hide anymore. So you're a D for dead. That's where the X goes. What else goes in D? Let's just put all the easy stuff. Where's the mayor? Mayor, D. Jailor in D tier. I think Jailor as... If you are by yourself, Jailor is... You're not going to claim Jailor. Don't claim Jailor if you're by yourself. Unless you're a Jester. Jesters, executioners, and town. And I guess people with teams, it makes sense to claim Jailor, but if you're claiming Jailor as like an SK, they're going to call you out immediately, no matter what they are, unless they're Jest. So, yeah, not a good idea. If you have a team, I'd say go for it in like all any, come all any. Sometimes in ranked it works too, so I think I can't just put it in D. It's not the same as the mayor, so I'll put it in C. Lower than Sheriff. And if you claim Jailor, all eyes are on you and like seeing what you do. You do get a lot of control over the town, but it's very temporary until they figure out you're not the Jailor. If you're a janitor and you clean the Jailor, I think, you don't have any jail chat to confirm with whoever you jailmate one. If it's Moth, then that could work, but that's pretty rare, I guess. So I'll leave it in C. What else goes in D? Escort? Yeah, I think Escort goes in D. Oh wait, did I really put the mayor behind? Actually, yeah. X is above mayor. Wait, actually, claiming mayor in jail is kind of better. So actually, I think I'll put it up one, because at least you'll survive jail. If you're like an SK, you can claim mayor to survive an extra night, kill a Jailor. But other than that, if it's during the day, you're 100% getting lynched. Alright, where were we? Escort? Escort is kind of like Jailor. Escort is a really strong ability. Just blocking like 4 Mafia, if there's only 1 Moth killing, and you find them, then the entire team is neutralized pretty much. So, Escort, I think that makes you a high priority target, especially when you're not Escort. And even if you want to claim Escort, you have to say who you rollblocked. And since you aren't an Escort, you don't have anyone you can actually say you rollblocked. So you're either going to pick a dead person, or you're just going to say you pick someone alive and they're going to accuse you of lying. Or they're AFK. For that reason, I'm going to put it in D, behind the mayor, because at least the mayor keeps you alive in jail, but above the X. Actually, Escort might even be worse than X. You'll get attacked. Yeah. Wow. Escort is worse than X? Yeah, I think I can stand with that. Alright, next is... Well, if we did X, we might as well just do Jest. Next. Cruz, since we did Bodyguard and Doctor, we can just finish the TPs. So Cruz is very similar to Bodyguard, but the difference is that Cruz, when they get a kill, they don't die themselves, so it is very easy to confirm that you're in the game. On the other hand, since you're not actually a Cruz, you don't get any kills, people get suspicious of you, so that is pretty dangerous. So for that reason, I think I'm going to put it in B tier, before the Bodyguard. Would I put it before the Bodyguard? These two are pretty much the same. Actually, I think I'm going to put it below Bodyguard, because a Crusader has more ways to confirm themselves, and if you haven't confirmed yourself yet, then that is unnecessary suspicion on you. Maybe I should put it in C. C for Crusader. But it's, I don't think it's as bad as Sheriff. Okay, yeah. Bottom of B. Alright, and the last one, Trapper for TP. I think, ooh, Trapper is a very interesting role because you can give a lot of misleading info as Trapper. It's kind of like a TI, a slow TI. It's hard to confirm, it's easy to fake, so I guess that, I think I would put it in A, above Invest. At least like, Night 2 is the first time you actually have to do anything as Trapper, so you could just wait. By then you have a lot more info to render the game on, as opposed to Invest, you have to be very quick. So I think Trapper is a better claim than Invest, so I think I'll put it in A. I think Trapper is... Trapper deserves to be above Doctor. Because Doctor, at least, like, the only way you can confirm yourself as Doctor is to get a heal off. Obviously, you're not going to unless you're like Hypnotist. But Trapper, you can just say, someone triggered your trap, some evil roll, and then, you know, generate leads like that, kind of confirm yourself. You could confirm other townies too. I think Trapper is a pretty good role to claim, if not so many people did it. Another thing that a lot of people claim is... where is it? Vet. Yes. Vet is overused. I think way too many people like default to Vet. And Vet is a really strong role, but that's why it's unique, right? And there's no good way to like confirm yourself if you're not the real Vet. And since it's unique, you're gonna get counterclaims, so there's no point in adding that extra risk on, like putting that extra risk on yourself. So I think Vet is not a good fake claim. It is pretty interesting if you have like multiple teammates, you could do like a Doc Vet chain, or like make this crazy story that confirms all three of you or something. So that does have some potential, but if you're by yourself, that is not a good fake claim. So I think I'll put it in C. C, is it worse than Jailor? Yeah, I think it is. Actually, no, that is, for someone who is by yourself, that is easier. Alright. Vig is much better than Vet, because at least you can start throwing leads around. So I think it should go in B, at least. Similar with Trapper, you don't have to do anything the first night, so you don't have to worry about anything. If you scum read someone as evil, you can say that they're immune. And although you aren't mechanically confirmed, that a lot of people would believe you that you are real Vigi that shot them. So I think Vigi is a good fake claim. Yeah, does it go above Cruz? I think it goes above Cruz. I think it goes above Bodyguard too. Maybe it goes above Invest. Vigi, yeah, I think Vigi goes above Invest, because Invest you have to confirm other people. Vigi, you don't really have to do that. So that's good. Another thing that is similar to the Vet is the Ret, which we just swap out the first letter for. Ret is also way too overclaimed. It feels like there's a Ret in like 70-80% of games. Ret is really dangerous, just like Veteran, because you can get counterclaimed. But at least with Ret, you have more flexibility over like what you do. Like a Veteran, if you're fake claiming Veteran, you're not doing anything. You're just saying alert or no alert. You're just watching the game. Retri, on the other hand, you can make leads. So I think it goes above Veteran. But below Sheriff, because there's always a Retri. You're going to get counterclaimed. Yeah, I think that fits right there. With your 4 fingers. Next is... oh, we still have VH. VH, interesting role to fake claim as, especially when you have no idea if there's an actual vampire in the game. Your literal presence is implying that there's vamps in the game. If there are real vamps, they're not going to go for you. The problem is that if there's another real vampire hunter, they're going to ask for a vamp chat. So that is a problem. But other than that, I think it's a pretty solid claim. I think it goes in A. Does it really go in A? Because if you are fake claiming VH, you can get away with a lot of stuff. Does VH go above Vigi? Yeah, I think it does, because your presence is implying that there's another faction that town has to worry about. So, yeah, I think that fits. What else do we have? Lookout. Ah, my favorite. Easy S tier. Lookout is underused a lot, because, especially when you have a team, like in Ranked, but you can just say your teammates visited, but even if you don't have teammates, you can just pull from the chat. Most people don't expect a lookout to post immediately, because why would you do that? Well, actually, in Alani culture is very different. Lookouts post very fast, but if you have a strong lookout will, like you've seen a lot of people visit, then that is believable, even if you don't post it immediately. Another thing that about the lookout is that when you see people visit, you're not confirming them necessarily, because they could still be other evils. It's not the same confirmation as invest. So there's still that, and I think a lot of people automatically like know the difference, or like it just doesn't feel the same to be confirmed by an invest as opposed to confirmed by a lookout. So that is good for you, since you're not really a lookout and you don't really want to confirm other people. It's a pretty good claim. And especially with more practice you'll be able to pull more stuff from the chat. Alright, next is another one of my favorites, is the medium. Medium is... I love the medium, because it's kind of easy if you just pulled chat messages from them. You can just take the chat that they've said when they're alive, modify it just a little bit so that it's new, and voila, now you have dead chat. No one says med ? So don't do that. Copying what they said when they're alive and making a few tweaks is probably the best thing you can do as a fake med, because when they're alive, you know how they speak, so they're not going to speak differently just because they're dead. So I think it is not a bad claim. It does take some like energy and focus to do that, but that's what the nighttime is for. So medium is pretty good. You can also put in your own like small leads if you want. Like if a Jailor is dead, but you suspect like some like Gauss Corey is evil, then you could say Jailor : Gauss Corey is evil. And with the copy paste feature, you can also make sure that the format is correct. So that is pretty cool. So I think medium goes right there. Below Trapper, because Trapper is, you can make more leads as Trapper, but above Doctor. Yeah, I think that fits. And if you have teammates, I know I'm said at the beginning that we're assuming you don't have teammates, but if you have teammates, you can confirm each other as mediums. So that is pretty cool. What else is there? Spy? Oh, Spy is very nice. Spy, you could make stuff up as the Spy, as a fake Spy. Confirm whoever you want as not Coven, as not Moth. Use bugs. For example, in the Vamp game, I bit someone, they were healed, I used that as my bug for night 1. Plus, if your visits are wrong, the Moth and Coven know that you're not an actual spy, so they're not going to go for you. Because what townie fake claims spy? They'll probably think you're Jester X. That ambusher certainly did not think I was Vamp, until I came to bite them. But yeah, I think spy is a really strong role. The main problem is that you might not have enough bugs to make it look cool or credible, so I think it goes below Lookout, but it is a very strong. I think S is for Spy. Yeah, let's just leave it there. What else is there? Amne? Ugh. God. Amne... Solid C. Or not a solid C. Low C. Actually... Amne goes there. Because if you're claiming Amne, you're literally saying, I'm not town. And if town is forcing you to remember town, and you don't remember town, since you're not Amne, they're just going to assume that you're not going to remember town. You're not playing for town, so might as well get you out if they have no better leads. Also, if there's a real Amne that remembers an evil role, you're first to go. What is left? Oh wait, we still have Transporter here. Transporter is very similar to Escort. Either you say you trans the dead person, or you say you trans yourself, which makes you look like a hypnotist, or you say you trans someone alive and they just didn't see it. So it's very dangerous to claim. Because you need to pick 2 people, I'm putting it below Escort. Pirate is pretty similar to Escort, since you could say, oh, my target died. But the problem with that is that most people usually put pirated in their will before they die, so that makes it worse than Escort. But similar to Escort, you only need to pick 1 person per night, so above trans, I guess. Right there. Is there any other? GA, right? Oh boy, GA. GA. It's like Mayor. If you don't confirm yourself, which you can't confirm yourself, right? Since you're not GA, you're pretty sus, but most people are more accepting of GAs, so I think you can... GA goes below Veteran since you're not Town. Does it go below... We'll just put it below Jailor. Alright. Psychic. Ooh, Psychic is very easy to fake. All you have to do is put 3 numbers on odd numbered nights and 2 numbers on even numbered nights. Just remember, you don't put yourself, you don't put dead people, and if you are roadblocked, it doesn't like push back the information by 1 night. So it's a pretty good role to claim. It does get you an automatic target on your back, so if you don't have defense, you're probably going to die. So for that reason, I'm going to put it like no higher than Invest. People are automatically suspicious of Psychics, but not with Invest, so I think it should... It does get you killed a lot, but if you have defense, I suppose that's not bad, so I guess it'll go right there. Tracker is very similar to Lookout, but it's much easier to fake. Just say you pick the sheriff claim, you saw them visit who they said they were visiting. That's a night's action. So for that reason, is it S tier? Tracker is an active TI role, so that means it's more of a threat to evils. So let's suppose you're the Mafia and someone claims Tracker and someone else claims Lookout. If there's high priority targets like a Mayor, the Lookout is going to watch the Mayor. So which one of the 2 do you kill first? And I would say you should kill the Tracker first, because if the Lookout is stuck on the Mayor, they're not going to catch you doing anything. Whereas the Tracker, they're actively looking for the evil people. They're choosing the evil people, and they get told where they go, right? The Lookout doesn't get any good info unless they're fed it, unless the evil team does something to give them the info. So for that reason, Tracker is a higher threat than Lookout, but its info is less confirmable for them, so it definitely goes below Lookout. I think there's less flexibility than Spy, so it probably is an A tier. Let's put it right there. Yeah. Alright, and with that, that's all the town roles for you, and a couple neutrals too. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you think anything should be moved up or moved down, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. But for now, I think that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Have a rosy rest of your day. Oh shoot, how could I forget? The 2 best fake claims, PB, Serve. Ah yes, there we go. Alright, now this list is complete. S is for Serve after all. I really should have made a whole nother tier just for the evil roles, huh? Actually Vamp is not that bad. Where does Vamp go? Above Mayor? Yeah, at least you'll have the town support, which, oh, there we go. There, perfect.